What's shaking, everyone? Just got back from the gym, smashed out a good workout. A little inspired to do a video, so I'm going to answer the question, is dairy bad for people with Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, IBS, and other inflammatory bowel diseases? And what I can say from my experience over the last 10 to 12 years is that most people don't do very well with dairy. And if they do, the best tolerated dairy products would be 24-hour yogurt, so more like an SCD Legal yogurt, butter, and some aged cheeses. And again, everybody's going to be different, so some people might tolerate it, but in my experience, most people don't tolerate it very well. And for myself, I've been in 10 years of what you call med-free, or what I'd call remission, overcoming my disease, whatever you want to call it, but I still don't tolerate dairy very well. And when I say I don't tolerate dairy very well, I can get away with having minimal amounts of dairy without issue. So if I want to have half a cream in my coffee every day, that doesn't bother me. If I want to have, during the holiday season or during Christmas or Thanksgiving, and if I want to have some pumpkin pie with some whipping cream on it, I can get away with that. But if I want to sit down and have a pizza, so if I want to have 5 or 6 slices of a pizza or have a bunch of slices of cheese or a glass of milk, those are things that I don't tolerate well. And when I do consume them, I notice that I do get issues. So I have looser bowel movements. I have really bad smelling gas. And you can definitely bet that my wife doesn't like sleeping with me. So if somebody's offering me pizza, she's telling me that I shouldn't be eating it. And you know what? Other symptoms would be I experience mucus. So the good old hacking, like smoker's hack, where I'd post-nasal drip when you feel pretty much that fluid dripping in the back of your neck. I do experience that. And sometimes that can be the smallest thing from just having too much in my coffee, that I will notice that my nose starts to run and I will feel that post-nasal drip, which does bring on the hacking. But to get away with small amounts, I can usually do pretty well with that. And like I said, everybody's body's different. This is just a general blanket statement of my experience that most people don't tolerate it well. So I think if you're new in your healing, if you're new in this healing journey, be mindful and ask yourself how you feel when you consume dairy. Do you notice that you experience some of the symptoms that I mentioned? Do you have smelly bowel movements after dairy? Do you notice that you have skin issues? And I think that dairy is probably one of the leading hidden culprits. A lot of people that I've talked to in recent years, I've asked them how they do with dairy, and they're like, "Nah, you fine with dairy. I can tolerate it." So they tell me that they can hack dairy and they're good with it. But then I ask them if they have any skin issues, and they tell me that they have rashes and issues. Then I say, try to cut back the dairy. They cut back the dairy and the rash goes away. That's super common to experience that. So you might think you tolerate dairy very well, but if you have symptoms that I've mentioned, try pulling back on it or eliminating it for a week and seeing if those symptoms persist. So really, it really is important to be mindful of what you're consuming and to see how you're affected by it. Because it can be a hidden culprit. But like I said, everybody's different, so that's ultimately up to you, how it affects you. So if you're watching this, please make a comment. How does dairy affect you? Can you get away with consuming it? Yes, no. How long did it take you? If you do consume it, what are the effects? Or what are things that allow you to, what foods can you get away with consuming without having any issues? Make sure to leave a comment, guys. As always, thanks a million. I appreciate your guys' support and your participation. Cheers.
Are you tired of feeling crappy? Get my free healing guide. Tips, tweaks, and hacks. Click the description for more information.